the good old days. January 11th, 1970. This is Kansas City's second Super Bowl run. This game, Kansas City won this game 23-7. This is Minnesota's first time, but again, two different quarterbacks. Could you see a different outcome like you saw the last time? Here's the problem with this, guys. I'm kind of going to stop commentating for tonight. I'll probably get back to you most likely probably tomorrow, maybe Thursday at the latest. Probably Friday, I really don't know. I'm terrible at commentating on this, so I'm going to let Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis take it away from here. But like I said, guys, there's your stipulations. They don't have an open dome, so it's going to be 6:30. It's going to be a clear game. It's going to be indoors. But like I said, guys, I hope you enjoyed me commentating on the first three Super Bowls. Now, the rest of the way, you're just going to hear Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis big fat mouth talk. And then whoever the hell that other guy is, oh wait, yeah, Big Mouth Jonathan Coachman, you're going to hear his mouth at halftime. But like I said, guys, there's your stipulations for it. I chose the Chiefs. The Viking, I will go back and forth with both offenses, but like I said, guys, I kind of like going back and forth with both offenses. One reason for that, it's kind of easy, but at the same time, it's kind of interesting to take a look at the different offensive playbooks and not use the same playbook that I'm used to. So with that being said, that's kind of why I am taking a look at the other playbooks, why I'm using it. So for that being said, guys, I'm gone. I will see you most likely tomorrow, maybe Friday at the latest. I will be back commentating again real soon. Don't worry about it. But like I said, I'm going to try to give my voice a little relaxation. I can't keep on commentating for a lot of these games. So like I said, guys, I will see you next time. Hopefully I can get to at least Super Bowl 9 and then start Super Bowl 10 tomorrow and keep on going and on and on and on as we go. But like I said, guys, if you missed the first one of this game with the Green Bay Packers, this could be a good game. So with that being said, there's stars on both sides of the field. So like I said, guys, Jonathan, Big Mouth Brandon Gaudin, Big Mouth CD Charles Davis, and the absolute worst asshole in the planet of Sports Center, even in the WWE, Jonathan Coachman, you'll hear in a few moments. Like I said, guys, take it away.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Minnesota Vikings. With that, we send you up to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Standing by our commentators, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And as we look at this matchup, every time there's something different to focus on. So I'll just ask you, what do you see here in this one?
Well, Rembrandt, you've given me a pretty blank canvas to focus on, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where do you think I'm going to go with this?
Oh, secondary?
You know me well, right? In a game like this, it's always about the secondary. Can they handle the passing attack and make a few plays?
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State.
Forget the measurables. His temperament, which is so often masks a burning desire to win and perform. This guy takes it seriously when he lines up to play, and usually he puts on a nice performance.
Cousins on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 84 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
This one fielded at the 5. He's got daylight. The 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. He goes 95 yards to the house on the kick return as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. That's a great response. You give up the first score of the game, but you go right down yourselves and get the equalizer.
I just had a flashback there. I remember playing in a game like that in college where one of my teammates had said in the media that week, the opposite team would be lucky to cross our goal line. They crossed it in the first minute of the game. On our first offensive play, we scored to answer back. Something similar to what we just saw there.
Very similar to what we just saw. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And now out comes Minnesota. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try to cut down the length of the drive.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Cousins now from the 50. And the catch made by Johnson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw, Cousins. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
Yeah, I feel a little bad here because we missed out talking about these guys on the opening drive because they were in the end zone before we had a chance to even say anything. But let's keep an eye on these wideouts. QB already has 1 touchdown pass. You know he's looking for a few more before this one's over. Those wideouts will get plenty of opportunities to try and score again.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on fourth.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Demarcus Robinson, 58 yards. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Extra point splits the uprights. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Working out of the gun, Cousins looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, but it's going to be 2nd down. And a glance now at the Chiefs' defense.
Tyrann Mathieu's instincts as a defensive back, I believe, are second to none. And that allows him to play all over the secondary. He can line up as an outside corner, inside in the slot, and that's difficult to do because you get so much traffic in there. And then, of course, they can also move him back as a safety. Anywhere you put him, though, you know he's going to end up around the football.
On 2nd down, Cook. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, CD, let's talk about KC as their offense comes back out here. 12-4 finish as they head into this divisional round. 4 straight AFC West title. They're searching for something that they haven't had in a half-century, and everybody knows what that is. That's a Super Bowl berth. We thought their season might be in trouble when Mahomes went down with that kneecap injury. That was in mid-October. But he and the Chiefs, they haven't lost in the last 6 games. A strong finish, and they're looking as good as they have in a long time.
And they have to give some credit to Matt Moore as the backup quarterback for keeping things afloat while Mahomes was out. Because remember, they beat Minnesota in a home game that was a difficult one for them. And they also had a tough one with Green Bay that they almost pulled out at home as well. So give him a lot of credit. But Mahomes has his magic back. Seems to be fully healed from the ankle, from the knee. He is playing well, but the defense, that's what's morphed and made them different. The last half of the year, they got better against the run, in no small part because Chris Jones, their all-pro defensive tackle, got back in the lineup and really solidified things, along with Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, playing near the line of scrimmage as a defensive back. Kansas City is going to be very dangerous in the playoffs as the number 2 seed.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. They'll run it with Williams. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Point after, right down. Down the middle. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And in the end, it was all capped off by the Damian Williams touchdown run. This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Frank Clark, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. The throw over the middle taken in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Cousins. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Set to take over, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep, because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that one you love? What's that?
Four verts.
4 verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep, and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. And he's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down at the 38.
Let's go! Let's go!
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free, creating something good for your team.
And out across midfield down to the 45. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Cousins now getting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Cousins again. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. Way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Bailey's kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And an alley to run, and he's loose again. The 30, 10, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. That'll go down as a 99-yard kick return. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
I can't help it, partner. I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games at a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. Extra point right down the middle. So that one goes down as a 99-yard kick return for 6 from the 1-yard line all the way to the house on the other end. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has certainly been one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference, as the teams have already come back out onto the field for the second half. So let's get you back out as well to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone. Back for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will not have a chance here to try for another touchdown. He'll sit tight, and they'll take over at the 25. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead, but coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they get a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From midfield, here's Mahomes. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Chief linemen might have moved. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Finding room to the 20. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. That'll be a gain of 15 yards, and it'll be 2nd and very short. A give to Williams, running right. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. It's Hill, complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Demarcus Robinson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Cousins now to throw on first down. Oh, a Scribe for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Second effort there, he was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2.
Here we go.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion. Caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts, passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive, and they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Looking to throw on second down. Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And brought down, but not before they're inside. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Right there. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Hey, we got to get to the ball.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Damian Williams, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure. It's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And in the end, it was all capped off by the Damian Williams touchdown run. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And Diggs has it. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Cousins on target to Diggs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal as they look to punch in a late score. To throw is Cousins. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game, they're going to have to onside kick it. See if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game. 5
plays there on that drive. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
They run it again with Williams. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. On first down, Williams. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Mahomes going to throw it here. This is caught. Watkins. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Watkins alone on the left side. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Mahomes going to throw. And that is caught by Watkins for a Chief touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play. Even when contested, looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Play fake. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there at 22. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And this is caught at the 8. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Bailey got the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
Mahomes down to a knee, and that should just about write a finish to this one. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Minneapolis, good night, everybody.